Welcome to Neurodivergence and High Voltage. In today's video I will show you my new MMC, which I need to give Robert S a big thank you for supplying the capacitors. I will leave a link in the description. They're great capacitors, and Robert S has loads of hobby electronics, and his postage is really fast. I bought 10 of these capacitors. They were here within my house within 24 hours. I'll also show you the rotary spark gap that I've just made also. But I wanted to start today's video about talking why this channel exists, why these two things belong together for me. For a long time I was trying to navigate with neurodivergence, CPTSD and OCD, and navigate the worsening digital world like everyone else. But eventually the constant noise, the algorithmic chaos and the pressure of social media became too much. I couldn't cope with what I was seeing happening around the world and in my own country anymore. So I made a conscious effort to completely step away from the screens, quiet down the background noise and start creating with my own hands instead. I needed to build things that were real or paint. I needed things that were real, things I could see, change, make my own or adapt and make better. The logic of electrical circuits seemed to take my mind off the world and my own problems, my disability and physical restraints. You see, I care too deeply about everything that is happening in our world, so I had to step away from it all. And for a lot of people, neurodivergent brain, whether it's autism, ADHD, intense hyperfixation, it's looked at as something to manage or mask, but on this bench it's an engineering superpower. When I get locked in to my project, my brain doesn't just look at the surface. It demands to know how every single electron flows through this circuit. High voltage engineering doesn't forgive mistakes. It demands absolute, unblinking presence of mind. If your mind wanders, it's dangerous. That absolute requirement for 100% focus is actually where my brain found its peace. I don't mask here, I create. Today we are finishing the variable speed controller for the rotary spark gap on my Tesla coil setup. I've finished my MMC. They're 10 Cornell Dubilier capacitors rated at 2000 volts, 15 MFD. The rotary spark gap consists of 6 bolts, a stainless steel rod, and it is powered by an Torpedo 850 RC boat motor. I have it wired to a switch here. I've got an hole ready to put my variable resistor when I build the circuit to control the speed at which this rotates. At the moment I'm just running it on my DC bench supply right out over there, out of the way. I've started doing the box. I've got 2 RF chokes on the bottom stopping spikes from travelling into my control box through the motor wires. The MMC has resistors on the back, but you can't see them because I've potted it. They've got bleed resistors on, I think they're 10 megaohms, and I've got 2 in series because I only had half watt ones, so I've put 2 in series over each capacitor, so there's 20 resistors on the back of this, but you just can't see them. Because I changed my MMC from a little one to a bigger one, I had to increase the inductance on my primary coil. At the moment it looks a bit scruffy because it's just white extension lead, but it's working really fantastically at the moment. So I'd like to give you a quick demonstration of it running. My power supply is already turned on, that's what you can hear humming. I'll just turn the rotary spark gap on. That's it, just going slowly, because I get more breakout points with it running slowly. But I can adjust the speed here. So it runs like that, so I'll turn it on and show you it running. That's that. I'll show you the breakout. When you run it faster, that's running a bit too fast, so if I just slow that down a touch more, there we go. Right, let's have a look now. Happy with that result from a flyback transformers and ZBS boards. The rotary spark gaps made a huge, massive difference. Let me just switch that off. The switch is here, and then I'll switch the power supply off, stop that humming. The rotary spark gaps made a huge difference, massive difference. What the spark gap is these 3 bolts are connected to one side of the capacitor bank, and the circuit is completed by the primary coil, which goes to the other side of the capacitor, to the other side of the spark gap, these 3. So every time this rod lines up with a bolt, 2 bolts at once, like that, and then like that, every time it lines up with 2 bolts, that's when the electricity arcs down the rod into the corresponding bolt, and the spark gap is created. I'm really happy with it. I do plan on building another one for my big Tesla coil there that I'm making. I intend to run that on an oil burner ignition transformer. I managed to snag one on eBay for $9.99, so I thought that was fantastic, and I think it's 11 kilovolt. So I'll be building my big Tesla coil around that oil burner ignition transformer. I also do painting to keep myself sane. That helps. I have an RC car that I got second hand that I've been pottering about with. I built that complete body myself out of styrene, just styrene sheet, and cut out all the pieces and made it. So this is my little shed space. That's my spray booth where I do my painting. And then over here we've got my Tesla coil set up, and that's my little shed. So as you can see, I really like it out here. I spend a lot of time out here. When my children were younger, they used to spend a lot of time out here with me, but now I spend a lot of time out here with my grandson. Yeah. If you'd like to see anything else, just let me know. If you want to see any videos of anything else, painting or anything else, just let me know. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like it. If you gained anything from it, please like it. If you're struggling with your mental health too, and don't really have anybody to talk to, then I would say comment in the comments and I'll talk to you. We can share our problems and hopefully that will help things get better for everybody and not just for me. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.